Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Cycle live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Fauziya Lukman. President Bola Tinubu has pledged to continue to support traditional rulers towards promoting peace and security across the country. While endorsing the constitutional role for the traditional rulers, Tinubu emphasized that the National Assembly should take the lead in implementing the initiative. The president stated this at the weekend in Ondo Town, headquarters of Ondo West Council, during the 70th birthday celebration of Oba Victor Kiladejo and the Osamewe of Ondo Kingdom, held at the Diocese of Ondo Cathedral Church of St. Stephanie. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, says the last 17 years of Oba Kiladejo's reign have been impactful and peaceful, commending the traditional rulers for the giant stride recorded in terms of infrastructural and human capital development. Tinubu urged everyone to keep supporting the monarch in ensuring that there was peace and security while the kingdom continued to develop. The National Assembly has expressed readiness to launch an application known as NAS-EYES to monitor budget transparency and implementation by ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs of the government. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Okeze-Kalu, made this known in Abuja, saying the initiative will also include adherence to the principle of federal character by affected MDAs. Kalu, who dropped the hints during the courtesy call over the weekend, said the mechanism is driven by cautious effort of the Parliament of effectively check and the performance of budgetary allocations to agencies of the government. Meanwhile, the chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, Sani Musa, has said genuine and deliberate collaboration between the legislature and the executive arms of government could produce a robust fiscal policy that will effectively address Nigeria's economy challenges and boost revenue generation. Musa explained this in a statement yesterday amid preparations by the Joint Committee on the Senate, chaired by him, to engage heads of federal MDAs in interactive public hearings this week on the 2024-2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. Similarly, Chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, FRC, Victor Maroko, has commended President Bola Tinubu's dedication to the enhancement of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. The statement released by Bede Anyau, head of Strategic Communications Directorate, highlighted the collaborative efforts towards fortifying Nigeria's fiscal landscape under President Tinubu's leadership. Speaking during the interactive session of the Senate Committee on Finance at the National Assembly, Morocco says the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is a product of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007, aiming to establish a transparent and accountable financial framework for Nigeria. He emphasized the FRC's core mandate, ensuring prudent, transparent, and timely revenue-raising policies, resources allocations decision, and debt management strategies. Despite the delay by President Bola Tinubu to present the 2024 appropriation bill to the National Assembly, the federal lawmakers have promised to treat the document with urgency and ensure it beats the December 31st deadline. The Senate specifically assured Nigerians that the budget cycle, as amended by the 9th Assembly to run from January to December, would not fail. The 9th Assembly had in 2019 amended the 2020 appropriation bill from May-June cycle to January to December as the budget cycle. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has scheduled elections in some part of Kogi State for Saturday, November 18, 2023. INEC made the announcement on Sunday in a statement signed by spokesperson Mohammed Kudu Haruna. On quote, "Further to our statement yesterday, we have received an update from our Kogi State office regarding the suspension of election in some locations in the state where result sheets were completed before the commencement of voting," Haruna said. The Electoral Commission added that most critical incident occurred in 9 out of 10 wards in Uguri, Magogo local government area of Kogi. Polling units and 15,136 registered voters remain suspended. in line with Section 24, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2020 and a Clause 59 of INEC Regulation and Guidelines on Conduct of Election 2022. Fresh elections will be held on Saturday, 18th November 2023 in the affected polling units, INEC said. It further said that the decision to hold fresh elections is subject to the returning officer's determination of the application of the margin of lead principle. However, the decision is without prejudice to INEC vowed committee to follow the audit trial of personnel and materials as ascertained those who may have been complete in undermining the process and the appropriation sanctions where necessary. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has again adjourned the collation of governorship election results from local government areas in Bayelsa State to 6 p.m. today. The state returning officer, Professor Kuta Farouk, announced the adjournment after the collation of results from Sangbagba, Nemgbe, and Ekaramo local governments. The two remaining local governments are the Brass and Southern Niger. You're watching Global TV News Circle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTime channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on the screen. When the news circles returns, fuel subsidy, forest liberalization may drive inflation by 30% by December. The news continues shortly with details of this and other stories right after this short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back to Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of the news circle from the nation's capital, Abuja. On the foreign scene, the latest negotiation towards a global treaty to combat plastic pollution opened in Nairobi on Monday, with tension expected as nations tussle over what should be included in the pact. Some 175 countries agreed last year to conclude the 2024 at a United Nations treaty combat the plastic blighting oceans, floating in the atmosphere and infiltrating bodies of animals and humans. Negotiators have met twice already, but the November 13th and 19th talks are the first to consider a draft text of the treaty published in September and the policy options it contains. The draft presenting the various ways forward will form the basis for the high-stakes deliberation at the United Nations Environment Programme (UNEP) headquarters in Nairobi. With more than 2,000 delegates registered and advocates for the environment and plastic group also in the room, the negotiations are expected to get heated as the details are hammered out. British leader Rishi Sunak on Monday sacked controversial Interior Minister Suella Braverman as he reshuffles his top team ahead of the general election expected next year. Sunak had come under attack, growing pressure to axe Braverman, an outspoken right-winger, after critics accused her of heightening tensions during the weeks of contagious pro-Palestinian demonstration and counter-protests in Britain. It was not immediately clear who will replace Braverman, who was appointed to post when Sunak became Prime Minister just over a year ago. Major ports handling 40% of Australia's freight trade have reopened, operator DP World says on Monday. 3 days after they were crippled by the cyber attack, DP World caught its systems from the internet when the attack was detected on Friday, preventing trucks from unloading or picking up cargo at the ports in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Fremantle. DP World Australia is pleased to announce that operations resume at the company's port across Australia. Operator said in a statement, the firm said it has successfully tested key systems overnight before reopening. It said it expected to move 5,000 containers out of the 4 terminals during the day, not far from industries estimated of their usual daily traffic. Australian National Cyber Security Coordinator Darren Goldie said DP World did the right thing by cutting off its internet access to prevent attack from spreading. The Australian government called emergency meetings with the company and industry representatives over the weekend to manage its response. United States Senator Tim Scott announced on Sunday that he is withdrawing from the U.S. presidential race, saying voters have given him a clear message for not now. The South Carolina lawmaker, who was running to become the first black Republican president, had been struggling to rise above the pack in the party's crowded field. Falling in sixth place among Republican primary candidates, the 58-year-old had only 2.5% of the vote, according to the Real Clear Politics average of recent major polling opinions. Scott officially announced he was running for the Republican nomination in May after spending months visiting the considered crucial to gain early momentum in the contest. During his campaign, he frequently underlined his Christian faith and the conservative rules he learned growing up in a poor single-parent household. Time to talk about some business now. Ahead of Tuesday's release of October 2023 inflation figures by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), Multinational Professional Service Network (KPMG) has said the headline inflation in Nigeria will reach 30% by December 2023. Nigeria's current inflation rate for the month of September is 26.72%. KGMB, in its Microeconomic Review H1 2023 and Outlook for H2 2023 released at the weekend, anticipated that the current inflationary pressure in the economy will persist in the H2 2023, stressing that headline and food inflation are unlikely to ease soon as the depreciation of the naira continues to reinforce the inflationary impact of food subsidy removal via higher input prices and production costs caused by importation inflation. The report noted that recent reforms in the petroleum industry, like the fuel subsidy removal and unification of the foreign exchange market, will be responsible for the projected spike in prices of goods and services. The Director General of the National Pension Commission, Aisha Tahir Umar, has urged informal sector workers to embrace the micro-pension plan. Tahir Umar, who was represented by the head Southwest Zonal Office PENCOM, Sola Adesina, spoke during the Commission's special day at the Lagos International Trade Fair, organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Lagos on Friday. According to her, the micro-pension plan was being embraced in Lagos, and the zonal office was intensifying efforts in creating more awareness of the plan within the Southwest geopolitical zone. The Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) has adjusted the foreign exchange rate for its traffics and duties. The new rates were reflected on the single-window trade portal of the federal government. Rates vary different items, typically from 5% to 35%, and are assessed with reference to the prevailing harmonized commodity and coding system (HS code). Last month, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) announced the lifting of ban on 43 items previously restricted from accessing forex. Consequently, the amount used to clear goods included the 47 items at the Nigerian ports have increased. A quick look on the sport now. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has said it will use the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against the Crocodiles of Lesotho and Zimbabwe national team to prepare the Super Eagles for the 2024 African Cup of Nations billed to hold next year in Côte d'Ivoire. The Super Eagles camp for the World Cup qualifiers opened yesterday in Uyo, with majority of players expected to arrive the city today ahead of the first game in the series against Crocodiles of Lesotho on Thursday. According to a program released by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), Super Eagles full training will begin this evening at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, which will also host the match. That's it on Global TV News Circle. We are on StarTime channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Fauziya Lukman, thanking you so very much for watching.